Hello, hello, hello. I'm your resident bibliophile and royal witch, Empress Celestia Libri. Welcome to today's stream, everybody. I am going to be finishing up Librarian, tidy up the Arcane library. I progressed the game off stream to where I've now got just like a few hundred books left. So I'm hoping to be able to finish that on stream today and see how this game concludes. I can actually, there's stuff to show you guys as far as this game goes. If it would, there we go. You guys were in the void there. Okay. So this is the main screen. However, this background here, that is the current state of my library. So you'll see that there's like some books on the shelves and stuff. That's my progress. So that's, you know, one interesting thing that this game does is as you progress through the library, the main screen, when you first pop up the game, you're technically like in your game already, and then it just has this like, I guess, transparent menu. And the quote-unquote like background is the current state of your library, how you left it. So press continue, the menu goes away. You'll see there in the top left-hand corner the 248 out of 400. That's how many shelves I've completed. So I've completed over half the shelves. And then 2,503 out of 3,072, that's how many books I've like correctly put back. You'll see there at the top of that, of those two stats, that it says 6 rows left to level up. Now, I didn't know what that meant at first. I eventually did figure it out, and you'll see at the bottom left of the screen, there's all those little icons. And basically, as you level up, you gain, for every level up, you gain a point, basically. And so I pressed tab to bring this up, and you can take those points and you can get yourself some assistance, basically. So I have most of them maxed out. This is at a level 9 out of 10. The max is 10. And so I actually discovered this accidentally. Like, I accidentally pressed tab and pulled this up at one point while I was playing this. And so you can sort the books in your hand to be in numerical order. This one highlights the correct bookshelf for the topmost book you are holding, so it tells you where it's supposed to go. This one, spell using the topmost book as a base to cause all books with the same series to glow. So, like, you pick up a book, and then you can use this spell to locate other books on the floor that are a part of that same series, so that way you can go around and pick them up. Similarly low, There's this one where you have a book in your hand and you can use this spell to have all the books of the same series just pop into your hand. You don't have to actually like make them glow, and then this one makes them glow and then you have to go around like picking up each individual book. This one just has all of the books of the same series pop into your hand. Which is nice. And then you have this one where books in your hand, you go to the correct shelf and you can use this spell. So like say you've got like 6 books of a series in your hand, instead of correctly placing all 6 books on the shelf one by one, you use this spell to be able to just have the books automatically fly out of your hand onto the shelf where they're supposed to go on the shelf. Each one of these spells does have a cooldown period. And so like with these spells, number 3 and number 5, while one of them is in cooldown, you can use the other one to then, you know, so that way you can like switch back and forth to maybe try to, you know, collect the books faster so you can shelve them faster, so on and so forth. The minor magic, though, is not done by the level up points. These are done by the keys that you find in the room that go to the 4 different chests. So these chests right here. There's 2 on this side, and there's 2 on this side. And within the library, you have 4 keys that you have to find in order to unlock the 4 chests. Now, one of the keys was on one of these benches. And then another one of the keys was right here in plain sight. Took me a while to find it, though. So those were the first 2 I found. The other 2, you had to be a little bit more purposeful in finding them. And with the next one that I found, I had this idea of like checking on top of like stuff in the room, which was smart of me to think that way, because it ended up being on top. Hold on. Here we go. See how here on the second floor, these shelves in the back, they like jut out from the wall? Well, you can actually get yourself up there. So now I'm standing on top of the shelf, and the key was up here, just lying on top of the shelf. So yeah. So that was the 3rd key. And then the 4th key, I eventually had the idea to, I'm gonna get myself over there. You have these 2 like vases here, and I had the idea to look in one, and it was inside the vase. So there you go. And so by opening those, you get the 4 minor magics. One of them gives you the ability to jump. One of one of them gives you the ability to run, and then the other two basically up the amount of it ups your carry capacity, or how many books you can hold in your hand at once. So you start off being able to hold 10, and now I can hold 15. So let's see. So now what I can do here, some of these the title for me isn't maybe necessarily so obvious, so I don't know where they go. That's the meaning of these books and those books. Ones that I've looked at, I don't know where they go, so I've moved them out of the way. There was a romance novel in here somewhere. There you are. So I can pick this up, and then using my magic, I'll press number 5, and another one shoots into my hand. So that's telling me that basically those are going to be the only 2 left in this particular series that aren't shelved yet. All the other ones should be shelved. So we're going to come there, and sure enough, these are the only 2 left. So I can shelve. I've now completed that shelf, and you'll see in the top left there, I've gone from 6 rows left to level up to 5. All right. So let's see. What are you? How did the first language emerge? The origins of language evolution. We're gonna try. All right, so there's 2 left in these, which means I have shelved it before, so I should know where it goes, and it's, my brain tells me that it goes here. Let's see, 2 and 3, this should be it. So 2, no, that's not it. Huh? How did the first, wait. Why is it? Oh, I had the numbers mixed up. There we go. Ta-da! And that's another completed shelf. Let's go! So now I have 250 completed shelves. 150 more to go. Alright. So let's see. Let's just pick one. Mastery of mimicry, theory and practice of visual imitation. I don't know where this goes. If we look at the maps here, let's see, Master of Mimicry, Theory and Practice of Visual Imitation. So it's not monsterology. Astrology and divination, curses and dispels, bard and music, necromancy, transfiguration. 1F, huh? Let's see. Let's try this one. If I put it here, oops, I pressed the wrong button. It is. Let's go. All right. Let's see. Preservation of mental identity and theranthropic spells. Here's the thing. I don't know what theranthropic means. So that's kind of a problem. But I figured out where it goes. Let's go. All right. So I'm gonna do that, and then the 4 spell. This spell to automatically shelve was still going. So I was able to use it still. All right. All right. Work culture. The mage who changed jobs to a sweatshop. I have no clue what this could be. These are dealing with all different kinds of magic. So I'm gonna come over here. We've got warrior, archer, daily magic. That doesn't make sense. Mathematics, art, management, work, culture. Possibly that, maybe. Economics, maybe sociology. It could be sociology. Because, like, social, work, culture, you know, like dealing with other people at your job. Maybe. I'm gonna try it. So that's this way. Alright, so this is number 6. So if I place it, it glowed! Alright. Cool. And then... Alright. Let's go. Okay. Ecological pyramid of monsters. Alright. So I have less than 10 books in my hand, which means some of these are already placed. Bingo! Nice! And now I've leveled up. Yay! So... there, and now I've maxed out all major spell levels, which means I don't need to level up anymore. So that part has gone away on the top left of the screen. Yay! I'm maxed out, baby! Woohoo! Alright. Let's see. They worship an invisible entity known as Wi-Fi. I have no clue where this could go at the moment. So I'm gonna throw it over here. Alright. How to change drawn art into reality. This is probably going to go into the art section. So, one would think. Bingo! And so I'm going to place these ones individually. 8, 9. Ta-da! Alright. Let's see. What are you? Record of the Demon King's subjugation, the Archmage's conquest. Histoire, huh? Alright. History means it's gonna be back here. Oh, here we go. 3, 5. Nice. Let's see. Behavioral patterns of monsters. This section is actually pretty darn full. 8, 5, 9. There we go. Like, there's only a few books on this shelf. The other 3 are done. This side's completely done. And then just a few books on that shelf, and the other 3 shelves are done. So there's very little in this section left to actually put away. Labor studies, even with magic over time, never ends. I wonder if this is another sociology book. And I have all 10 with me, which means it needs an empty shelf. I'm gonna try this. Bingo! Let's go. Alright, oh, here's another one of those Wi-Fi ones. So we're gonna set that aside. Ultimate choice, curry flavored poop or poop flavored curry. What a book title. Oh, jeez. I'm not sure I know where this goes. Okay, yeah, I have all 10 books on me right now. Let's see. I'm gonna try sociology again. Let's see, number 8. Okay, that did not glow. So that can't be it. I'm gonna organize the numbers here. If I were this book title, what section would I go on? Can't be language or dungeons. Not the travels of Otherworld. It's not history. It's not mystery. It's not romance. It's not jurisprudence. That's law. It can't be philosophy. It's not economics. It's not art. Does it go downstairs somewhere? Let's see. Monsterology, astrology and divination, curses and dispels, bard and music, necromancy. Is this transfiguration? Let's see, 1F. I mean, I've got empty shelves. Let's try it. Nope. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put myself in a position to where I can see most of the library. I'm going to use the number 2 spell. It goes on philosophy. Interesting. Alright. So we're gonna put it here. Oops. And I'll put them on individually. Interesting. Alright, the correlation of magic and emotion. I only have 9 in my hand, so I've placed 1. So there's gonna be a shelf with 1 red book on it. Bingo! Let's go. Ooh, necromancy. That makes it easy to know where this goes. Alright. That side's full. There we go. That side's now full. And we have 2 shelves on this side that are pretty darn close, with the other 2 being full. Ooh, magical detective law. Oh. And it's the only one. I just tried using the spell to put others in my hand, and nothing flew into my hand. Okay, so this is the mystery section, but nothing is matching. Alright. So... But this is law. And... Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Let's go. Uh-oh. Another one of these weird ones. The internet. The all-knowing grimoire. Nice. We're not gonna deal with that yet. Guild charter, guild discipline, and expulsion systems. Ooh, this is a small one. Okay. Goes in the law section. Alright, so we'll put it up there. Nice. Process sublimating brain fragments into works. What in the fudge could that be? And the book is green. So a lot of these sections, they're like color. Ooh, that spell is still going for me. Nice. It's in the art section. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. Oh, that's... I don't want to deal with that yet. Spell patents and IP rights. Okay, this I would think would be law. But there's not an empty section for these to go on. So I'm gonna check economics. There is one empty section. So I'm gonna try this. And it worked. Let's go. Let's go. Alright. Let's maybe try another one of these books. Oh, this one. Okay. Book of Constellations. So this is going to be astrology. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. 1B. 1B. Yay! Let's go! Alright, and then... Oh, that's one of those books. Not dealing with that right now. And then... Let's see. Reducing metamorphosis time. How to minimize vulnerability. I have no clue where this goes. Okay, so this is transfiguration. I might have had that in my head. Let's see. Okay. Cool. So now we're over 2,600 out of 3,072. Alright. And we still have that one spell working for us where it says where it goes. Okay. Very nice. And then let's see. Daily life without magic. There's a lot of them. Alright. Let's try this one. We're gonna place. But that is not where it goes. Oh. It goes in the otherworldly section. Interesting. Or other worlds, otherworldly, something like that. Okay. We're gonna run. Alright. This one goes in the art section. Ooh, but let's see. Okay, so... Oh, wait, there we go. Nice. And then... Alright, so Theranthropy. Yay. This one is only 3. And goes in sociology. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's see if I can find one where I will know where it goes. Magical creatures and their spells. This one's a 5er. Oh, the spell is still going. Okay, wait, so I only have... No, it's not a 5er. I have 4 books left. Okay. And one of them's a 6. Alright, so... 6, 5, 4... Oops. Yay. So that side's completely done. That side's completely done. And so now I just have books on this one shelf left. Yay! How to commute with magic. We're gonna try putting this in the daily magic and see if that works. So this is a 3. It worked. Let's go. Very nice. All right. And then humanization, a transformation guide for non-humans. Excuse me. My goodness. So I'm going to try putting these books in the... Ooh, I've already placed some of them. Interesting. I'm going to see if they're in the other world section. Which, is this it? Doesn't look to be the case. Wait a minute. The binding. Where do you go? The binding looks familiar. I don't remember where to place these. If I've placed some already. Where do these go? Bingo. Found it. Transfiguration, baby. Alright. 6, 2, oh my gosh, no. 2, 10, 7, 5. Alright, so that side's complete. Alright. Let's see. Alright, 275 out of 400. Let's go. Alright, it goes in the management section. Interesting. Nice. Hello, hello, welcome in. This game is definitely up my alley. There's magic. It's in a library surrounded by tons of books. Very me. Very, very me. I can be in my happy place. Let's go. About the only thing that doesn't make me happy is that there's books all over the floor. How dare you mistreat books? Shameful. It's so shameful. How dare. Okay, this is clearly art. That's better. And I'm making pretty good progress. So I'm over halfway done with completing the amount of shelves. And I'm basically at 2,700 out of 3072. So books are just drawn on firewood anyway. Hey. Hey. No burn books. No burn. How dare. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I'm glad he took the joke in good faith. Yeah. No Bernie. No Bernie. Oh, and we are magically locked in here. FYI. That's the exit. We were told to clean up the library, and until it was completely cleaned, we couldn't leave. And our boss is Merlin, by the way. Or Professor Merlin. See? Oh, no, not Professor. Principal. Excusez-moi. So, yeah. What's the magic system like? It's just very basic magic. Basically, as you complete rows of books, you get a level up, which I've completely leveled up, so it's no longer telling me you have X amount of rows until your next level up. But you complete X amount of rows, you get a level up, and then with that level up, I press the tab, you come into here, and you have these major magic spells that you can then level up. So at the beginning, you don't have access to any of these. But then as you level up, you can put your points into these to first gain them and then level them up. Leveling them up will mean that your like cooldown and your active time will change. So like your cooldown time will decrease, your active time might increase. That sort of thing. So I've maxed all of mine out. There's 10 levels per each one. And then when you want to use them, you press the corresponding number on your keyboard. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then that initiates the magic to use them. And then these you get by opening the 4 different chests. There's 2 chests here and 2 chests on the other side, and they're locked. So within the library, you had to find 4 different keys, and they weren't necessarily like obvious, like all out in the open. Like you had to actually look for them, especially like a couple of them. And then that would give you the minor magic to be able to jump like this, or to run like this. See, I'm now going a little faster. And to up your carrying capacity. So when the game starts, you are only able to carry 10, but my carry capacity got upped twice to where I can now carry 15 at once. So yeah. They're like automation upgrades, yeah. It would have been funny to watch you try to dig through a pile of books at the start to find volume 2. Yeah, basically it was just like, you know, grab a book, read the title, figure out, okay, this is the title, it goes to this kind of category. Where is that category? I pretty much have the library memorized now. When I was, you know, at the start, of course, I didn't have it memorized, so I, you know, you gotta reference your maps and be like, where was this again? But then you play it long enough and you start to memorize where stuff goes. Where all the different sections are. Okay. So basically, I pick up a book here. I can then use spell number 5 to bring all of those into my hand. There's 10 of them, so I haven't shelved any of these. So Beastification and the Threshold of Madness. Even though it has the word beastification, it does not go in monsterology. I want to say that I have tried that before, but as you can see as well, monsterology is kind of full. So it clearly doesn't go there. So Threshold of Madness. I'm gonna try and put this in. I'm gonna run there. Here we go. In sociology and see what happens. Now, when it comes to actually placing books on the shelf, it lets you know whether or not you have it correct. If you have it completely wrong with putting a book on a shelf, nothing happens. If you put it on the shelf and it's on the right section, so like the right category, but it's the wrong shelf or wrong placement on the shelf, it'll glow red. And then if you have it completely right, you're in the right section, you put it on the right shelf in the right spot, you know, numerically, it'll glow gold. So I have number 8 here on the top, so I'm going to put it in the number 8 section, and nothing happened. No gold, no red, just nothing. So it does not go there. I'm also going to organize. I'm going to press my number 1 button. That magic spell aligns it to where all of my books are now in numerical order. Very nice. Let's see. This is management. That's math. And they made the math actually look like mathematic textbooks, which, gross. I don't like math. I'm glad that there's people in this world that like math. it's necessary for certain things. I don't. Alright, so I'm going to showcase spell number 2. This makes a section glow. This tells you where the books, like the topmost book, and I only happen to have one thing of books in my hand, but it tells you where it goes, the section and where it goes. So then I just use spell number 4 to have them automatically go onto the shelf, and voila, there you go. Ooh, The Witch and the Accidental Love Potion. Oh my. Alright, so this is a romance novel, clearly. The spell isn't still in effect, so it made this one glow as well. Even though I already knew where that went. Let's see. They call their mana dark energy. Alright, so the spell wore off. Ooh. They call their mana dark energy. Let's see, this is necromancy. Ooh. I got stuck. Okay, it clearly doesn't go there. It doesn't go there. This is illusion magic. They call their mana dark energy. Where would this go? That's holy magic. That's summoning magic. Okay, it doesn't go there. I need a completely empty shelf. This is stealth magic. Like I said, I basically have this place memorized at this point. When you spend several hours putting things away, you start to memorize where stuff goes. Okay, those are empty shelves, but this is management, and I'm not sure they call their mana dark energy. Fits the bill. I'm gonna try it in the other world section, and see what happens. Let's go! I'm so smart. Ta-da! Yay! The rift in values between different species with different lifespans. Ooh, and this is a small section. Alright. So the rift in values between different species with different lifespans. Where would this go? I'm gonna try sociology, maybe? Question mark? Let's see. Let's go. Seems like a very fun game. How was Subnautica the other day? First of all, it is a fun game. It's, you know, if you want to be able to just, like, organize and chill out and stuff. Excuse me. This can be, like, fairly therapeutic. So that's nice. And as far as Subnautica goes, the other day, I was able to make some decent progress. So I left, well, okay, how to, basically, in the last session of that, I ended up, so at the beginning of the stream, I was needing to get materials to be able to build the laser cutter and the propulsion cannon. And while There we go. While on the journey to get those things, I ended up finding a time capsule. And the time capsule, the person that had left this particular time capsule, saved my bacon. Because in this particular time capsule, I found a laser cutter and a cannon. And it apparently there's like a couple of different kinds of cannons, and it wasn't necessarily the one that like I needed where it could push and pull. It was just one that could push. Oh wait, this is management. But yeah, those couple of things were in this time capsule, so I didn't actually have to continue trying to get the materials needed to make those things, which was great. And so then with that, I was able to make my way to the Aurora. And so I did that. I traversed the Aurora. Thankfully, on the way there and back, I didn't run into any more Reapers. Thank goodness. And, so yeah, I did everything that I needed to do, on the Aurora. So there is now no more radiation. Yay. And then I also, so after the Aurora, I built, what's it called? A prawn? And so that's kind of where I left off the other day, was I have the prawn, and now I need to go to the one island with the building that is also a gun that shot down our ship and the Sunbeam. I need to go there and then make my way to the disease research facility. So, and I have been told that as far as the game goes, I'm maybe like 75% of the way through, but as far as lore goes, the person mentioned like 10%. So apparently I'm about to gear up for like a bunch of lore dumping tomorrow, because I'm streaming it tomorrow. So that's gonna be exciting. I like me some lore. So yeah, I like lore, I like story, I like paying attention to it. So magic to mute. And it's not in the... Interesting. So I know that there's like some streamers out there, they don't necessarily like pay attention to the story. They'll like talk while story or lore is happening. Or they'll like skip it because, you know, they're impatient and they want to, you know, play the game and stuff. I am not like that. I want the story. I want the experience. I want to know what's going on and know about the game. So, if that matters to you, if that's enjoyable to you, if that's part of the experience for you, is to be able to pay attention to the story, know what's going on, and all of that, then I'm a good person to watch. Because I like to try to actually pay attention to the story and what is going on. So, yeah. Let's see. I did pop in to the stream and saw the guy helping you. I'm glad you had a good time. Thank you. To be fair, it's probably for viewer retention. A lot of people stream to children. It could be for viewer retention. But I do feel that there are some streamers out there that, like, that is just part of their personality, as well as they just want to keep going themselves. I'm not discounting that, you know, for some it might be for viewer retention. That's totally possible. But there might be some where that's just their personality. They want to keep going. They want to keep moving. They don't care about the story. So, because, like, I know of a streamer where he kind of flip-flops. There's times where he pays attention to the story, and then there's other times where he's impatient and he just, like, wants to get through stuff. So... Everyone has TikTok brain nowadays. Yeah, it's kind of sad. We're losing our touch. What? That is clearly in the wrong spot. Why in the world? Okay. How did I end up doing that? Wait. That's full. This is full. Got stuck on something. I literally have one book in this whole category left. Interesting. This goes here. There we go. At least I had it kind of close to where it needed to go. But anyways, it is kind of sad how, like... we're just kind of like short-term, you know, squirrel, and our attention gets diverted so easily, so quickly, and like we can't just remain still and be on one thing for a while. It's, you know, this constant, you know, new thing, the next thing, and just keeping our brains like going, and it's just like, take a chill pill, man. Calm down, enjoy things a little bit, savor it. You know? Squirrel! Alright, I'm gonna take a swig of water. Alright. I wonder... Well, I mean... the abundance of technology and screens in our faces and all of that, and like you mentioned, you know, the TikTok where everything is short form content doesn't help. But if people got into reading, especially like starting at a young age, I wonder like how much that would help people to be able to like retain things and be able to go at like a slower pace or have their attention occupied for longer. Have you ever played any more Slay the Spire? Well, I played it the other day on stream. Wait, that was last week. I think. Have I played it since last week? No. Have I played it a few times on stream? Yes. So I played it last week. But then I played it like a few months ago. I played the first one, and then I played the second one. And then I played it last week. So I've played the Slay the Spires on stream like 3 separate times. The world would be vastly a different place. If people got into reading more and took the time to like chill, it'd be interesting to see how different things would be. People's attention spans, and of course also, you know, people's knowledge banks as well. You can learn so much by reading, or your imagination can expand so much by reading. I know for some people who have read a lot, their vocabularies have expanded, and they are able to use vernacular in their daily language, in their daily lexicon, that a lot of other people don't know these words or the meanings of them, because they don't read. I haven't necessarily read a ton, and I don't necessarily have a lot of experience with reading expanding my vernacular. But there is one word that sticks out to me that I read it enough. I read it enough times in a book to where, with looking it up and its meaning, it has stuck in my brain. And that word is ennui, ENNUI. And it's like a feeling of listlessness. And I read that enough times in a book to where, with looking it up and reading it several times, it stuck in my brain. And so the more you read and you come across the same words over and over again, words that you didn't necessarily know, and you actually take the time to look up the meaning of the word, and then you read it again, and maybe you forgot what it meant, but you look it up again until eventually it finally sticks. But it might be something where you actually have to be kind of purposeful of, you know, every time you come across a word that you don't know the meaning of it, look it up. Find out what it means. Know, and then, you know, go back into the book and put the meaning of that word in the context. Now you can actually know what the hell the author was actually saying, because now you know the meaning of the book, of the word in that sentence. It doesn't necessarily help you to continue reading books with words that you don't know the definition of. You never look them up, but now you're reading these words, you don't know the definition. You can maybe guess due to the context of what you're reading, but what if your guess happens to be wrong? You know? So reading can, you know, if you're purposeful about it, reading can actually expand your knowledge and expand your vocabulary. You've just got to actually be, you know, maybe a little purposeful about it. Anyways, so apparently I have opinions. Oh, gosh. Basically, the world needs to get into more reading. That's the... Read more, dagnabbit. Expand your vocabulary and your attention spans, and the world would be a better place. Oh, gosh. I have no clue where this goes. It's a small section. Oh, and other... Oh, let's go. You're spot on. It's worth it. It really is. It, you know, our society, like, over the centuries, our language has changed, especially English. I'm not so sure about other languages, but English has changed a lot over the centuries. You know, and I don't know how much of that is due to it basically being a conglomeration of other languages. Like, we've taken words from the French, we've taken words from Latin, you know, we've taken words from, you know, Germanic, you know. English is kind of like this hodgepodge, and then you've got Old English, you've got Middle English, you've got Modern English. Like, English has been through a lot of, whew, you know. I have no clue where I was going with that point, but I still remember reading 1984. I have that book on my shelf, I'm pretty sure, but I haven't read it yet. And Orwell used the word I'm not even sure I know how to pronounce that. Saccharine to describe a food means sickly sweet. Oh, I have never encountered that word again. Interesting. See, but you've never encountered that word again, and yet that word has stuck out in your brain. You know? And yet, had you not been reading, you would have never come across that word, you know, and had that experience of that word sticking out in your brain like that. It just, reading is just awesome. Oh, I think I might have figured out what point I was trying to make, or where I was going with talking about English. Wait a minute. I might have kind of lost it again. Hold on. I use it sometimes. Awesome. Don't forget to read a few instances above. Okay. If you read a lot of 19th or 20th century literature, you pick up on so many different words. I used to use Anki. It's a spaced repetition flashcard app to memorize words I kept finding. Ooh, cool. Neato. Yeah, and then that way you can like keep them fresh in your head. Nice. Cool. Everyday magic. So this is gonna be here somewhere. Let's see. Hold on a second. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, we have over 300 shelves complete. Let's go. Look at how few books there are on the floor. Let's go. Making progress, baby. So I hope that hammers home the point that I completely understand what you're saying. Oh, goodness. Okay, what was the point that I was gonna make earlier? God, ooh, math book. I know where this goes. Okay. Let's see, I was talking about the English language. I don't know. Whatever. If it comes back to me, it comes back to me. Oh, goodness. Let's see. A Midsummer Night's Dream, huh? And it doesn't... Oh, wait a second. I wonder if this goes in the otherworldly section, because it doesn't go here. Because I want to say I tried it before. And plus, there's not an empty shelf anymore. Let's put the number 8 on there. Nope. Where do you go? Wait, what? It does go here. The fudge? Hold on a second. Oh, oops. Okay. Well, at least that fixed an error. Nice. You were probably just speaking on the vast amount of words. Use that at oh! Well, okay. And so, our... Okay. William Shakespeare had a working lexicon of X amount of thousand words. Was it like 9,000 or so? It was a certain number. And it was like a certain thousand number of words that William Shakespeare had in his lexicon. See, my non-TikTok brain came in clutch. Thank you. And he lived, I want to say, what was it, like back in the 1600s? And now, in modern day, in the modern world, our working lexicon is X amount of thousand words. And it's less than the amount of words that William Shakespeare had in his working lexicon. And it goes to show you how over the years, over time, we've dumbed down our language. We have forgotten words that exist, that are out there for us to use to be more descriptive. Our language, that our potential language at our disposal could be so much more expansive and descriptive and interesting. Who knows how many adjectives and adverbs and predicate nominatives and, you know, pick a part of, you know, speech that are out there, verbs, you know, that we could potentially use, but we have forgotten exist because over time we have simplified our language to where in our daily lexicon now, we only use a certain amount of adjectives and a certain amount of anger at everybody else and judging everybody else like you need to get with the program and, you know, expand your lexicon. I'm pointing the finger right back at myself while saying all of this. My vocabulary could be so much better, could be so much more expansive if I took the time to not only learn vocabulary, but to retain it. Because it's not like I never learned vocabulary. Especially like middle school and high school. Like part of my English learning when it came time to, okay, it's time for English, it's time for language arts. Part of that was learning spelling of words and vocabulary words, where you were introduced to a list of words. This is the word, this is the meaning of the word, and then we were quizzed on these vocab words. Oh, the stream crashed. Oh no. Oh gosh. It doesn't want me to, YouTube doesn't want me to be passionate about this subject. Oh, geez. How long was it out for? I did miss all of that knowledge. Big Brother is watching. Uh-oh. 15 to 20 seconds. Okay. Well, at least it wasn't out for like a couple of minutes. That would have not been great. All right. Huh. I gotta figure out how far back to go in what I was talking about. Okay. So I'll just reiterate from here. When, you know, with talking about like people expanding their vocabularies and reading more, I'm not just pointing the finger and judging everybody else and, you know, telling everybody else like, hey, get with the program. I also have to be pointing the finger to myself when I say that. As much as I like books and I like to read, I'm not necessarily this like proficient reader where it's like for a few years I was. A few years back, there were a few years in a row where I was reading quite a bit. There was one year where I got upwards of like 30 books read in a year. Which is pretty dang good because 30 books means that's over 2 books a month. So that's pretty decent. In the last few years, my reading has dropped off and basically kind of stopped. I've been a little stagnant, for reasons I'm not going to get into. But I need to get back into reading. And, you know, for expanding your vocabulary and stuff, I mean, like, you know, in high school, I learned vocab. I learned spelling. And yet, I could not tell you the amount of words that I learned in vocab for language arts in middle school and high school that I have forgotten the words. I've forgotten what they mean. I haven't retained that stuff. So you really do need to be purposeful about it. And if there were more people who were purposeful about, you know, they were intentional about reading and purposeful on actually learning more vocabulary, you know, coming across words, when they came across words that they didn't know the meaning of, to look them up, you know, see what the definition is, try to retain that, you know, just our English language has so much potential to be more interesting and more descriptive and more flowery and just, you know, and yet we've dumbed down our English language so much, and it's kind of sad. Have I missed anything? Looks like I missed a lot. You've missed us talking about reading and the English language and me getting kind of passionate, and apparently passionate enough to where YouTube kind of crashed there for a few seconds. It didn't want me speaking my truth. Oh gosh. Also, welcome in. That's just life, though. If something isn't relevant, then our brains discard it, yeah, to save on space. But yes, ultimately, that's a byproduct of our society. Yeah, and it's kind of sad. You know, it's nice to know that there are still people out there that will read, and they, you know, you go to a bookstore like Barnes and Noble and you will see people in there. You will still see people browsing the books and reading and buying, you know, physical books. You know, so that's encouraging that, you know, that's still happening. That's still going on. You know, it's not like people don't read at all, period. But it'd be nice to see more of it, you know, more people getting into reading, you know, especially, you know, starting at an early age. If, you know, more parents got their kids into reading and, you know, took the time to read with them, read to them, and, you know, getting them used to books, being around them, taking the time to, like, sit down and chill out for, you know, a few minutes and read and expand their brains and their imagination that way, you know, and then starting, you know, at that young age, they can grow up with that, and then you'd have more people, you know, being into reading and stuff. But, oh well. I myself didn't necessarily grow up with reading. There we go. I didn't really get into reading. My dad introduced me, so Papa Libri, introduced me to the Nancy Drew mystery book series. In like later childhood / early adolescence. And I wish something like that would have happened sooner, and that I would have had like constant encouragement to like keep going with it, because I got into those books and I ended up buying like, there's like 56 of the original series, and I eventually ended up with like 21 or 22, like the first like 21 or 22 of the books. I loved that series. There was one time where I want to say it was the Borders bookstore, when Borders bookstore here in the U.S. was still a thing, and went and bought like a book or two, and then got home, took this one Nancy Drew book that I just bought, sat down on a chair, didn't move for like 5 hours, and read the whole thing cover to cover in one sitting. That's not something I had ever done before. And I'm not sure I've read a book that big from cover to cover in one sitting since. But eventually, as I got older, and got further into my adolescence, into my teenage years, I dropped off with reading again. And kind of like stopped reading basically, and I wish I would have gotten like more like continual encouragement to like, hey, you know, keep reading, let's buy you more books, blah blah blah, whatever. So it's like my dad got me into reading, my first like initial getting into reading, which is great. But then I wish I would have gotten like continual encouragement to like keep going with that. But I didn't. So I fell off of reading for several years before getting back into it again. which I was like early adulthood at that point, where I was slowly getting back into reading, and then several years ago I really got into reading for a few years, which was great. And then in the last couple of years I've dropped off again, so I need to get back into it. I remember being in an old-fashioned factory-esque school. Sorry, all of a sudden those words together was like blah blah. A factory-esque school when I was younger and getting reprimanded for reading. You got reprimanded for reading at a school? Were you like in a study hall when that happened? Or was it like some other class period time when you were supposed to be doing something else, but instead of doing that, you were reading? 'Cause if you were like, if it was free time or like study hall or something and somebody reprimanded you for reading, that's kind of messed up. That's and at a school of all places. What the hell? That is so messed up. That's not right, man. Okay, so it's not transfer. Wait a minute. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Right there. Let's go. Alright, so there's one book missing here. Those are all full. And these are all full. So there's literally one book left in this section that needs to be put away. Ooh. Job inequality, low salary, even as a licensed sage. Where in the blazes did these go? A few times during recess, or whatever you Americans call it. I used to read aloud with a group around me, and they repeatedly had to break the group? What the fudge? If it's playtime, if it's recess, when everybody's allowed to do whatever, why does it matter if a few of those people are taking that time to sit down to read together? What the? Well, I'm sorry you had to go through that. That's messed up. That's sad. Oh, goodness. It's just a weird world we live in, right? Yeah. Yeah, sure is. Alright, I'm gonna try... No. Does not go there. Definitely doesn't go there. I wonder if I should try sociology. Let's come over here. Haha, bingo! Ta-da! Alright, we've got 320 shelves done out of 400, so we have 80 shelves left. And we have almost 2,900 books put away. The mess is looking pretty thin now. Let's go! Alright, so then, still on the topics of books, of course. Childhood books that you grew up on. Let's see. For me, I didn't necessarily grow up on a lot of books. A media society manipulated by magic. Where in the blazes does this go? I remember... So I already talked about the Nancy Drew books in my, like, late childhood / early adolescence. So that was there was those. But then I remember we also had a few of the Berenstein Bear books. So there was those. I want to say we possibly had like a Winnie the Pooh book. Maybe. I feel like there was maybe this one other book that had, like, I can't even describe the creatures in it. Creatures or monsters or whatever they were. But then that's kind of all I remember as far as, like, childhood books at home that I grew up with. So not a lot for myself personally. I can't remember the author or series, but there were teen thriller horror investigation books I loved when I was around 8-ish. Oh, interesting. Cool. And then, so from childhood, we then get into adolescence. So adolescence being like 11 through teenage years. So I've kind of already mentioned how, like, I didn't really read much in my teenage years. I did, like, some reading for school, but I didn't really do the whole pleasure reading thing. Where, like, I would read stuff on my own. Oh, these go here too. Nice. So 2, 3, 1. I fell out with reading for a long time. On cue with your adolescence prompt. And began again when I was around 15. Okay. I read a lot of neuroscience and psychology books. Loved it. Ooh. Okay. That's a interesting niche thing for a teenager to get into. That's cool. Do you still have a love for, like, neuroscience and psychology stuff? I ended up in college, I took a couple of psychology classes for the major that I was going for. And one of them was interesting. One of them had the potential to be more interesting, but the professor did not know how to teach. Unfortunately. Learning about the brain and what makes people the way they are was fascinating. I could see through all the teen drama at the time. Oh, that had to be an interesting experience. Being able to be self-aware and like see through the drama or garbage happening around you, that while the rest of them are, like, oblivious. Where do you go? Even the common biases and heuristics I learned back then I still passively recognize everywhere. Cool. Nice. It's kind of isolating, but insanely valid. Oh, well. Okay, the isolating part isn't nice. The stream crashed again. What is happening? Okay. It looks like we're back online. I wonder why it keeps crashing. I don't normally have that time. It definitely crashed. I don't know why it keeps crashing like that. That's interesting to me. I want to say it's on YouTube's side, but the message that it gave me relates to I don't know. Weird. Anyway, it might be on my end, but the first time it happened, I noticed you lost the other few viewers. Uh-oh. Yeah, no, it's not on your end. There's something happening on my end with the stream. I don't know what it is though, but whatever. It ends up fixing itself. So I don't know if it's maybe just like a connection issue and it loses connection on my end for a little bit and then like refines it maybe or something. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, I know where this goes. All right, let's pick up another one. All right, this is alchemy. So let's see. That's here, maybe? Yeah. All right. And then we need to go to archery. Whee! Ah! I didn't jump all the way. Is archery? No, archery's not done. It's so close though. It's so close. Whee! Alright. This goes here. So let's see. 3, 9, 5, 7, 4, 6. Let's go. Crack me. Cracks your binding. Cracks your book binding. You asked earlier if I still read those topics, and the honest answer is no, because they're not relevant anymore. I realized I need to focus on things that are actually useful, and don't further the isolation I feel from. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. That's kind of a bummer, though, that certain knowledge will make you feel isolated from other people, you know? Knowledge is power, which is nice, to be able to have things at your disposal, you know, knowledge at your disposal, being able to understand the world and the people around you. But if at the same time that knowledge that empowers you is also isolating, that might not be worth the trade-off. That, of course, could also be like a personal thing. You know, is it worth the trade-off for you? Or is it, you know, something that's isolating to one person might not necessarily be isolating to somebody else. Let's see. Where do you go? All right. We're gonna do 2, 1, 3. It's not all doom and gloom, however. That's good. I just specialized far too early when I still had a life to figure out. Oh, gotcha. Okay. I'm gonna pick up a couple of different... The Art of Feng Shui, reading dragon veins and... Where do you go? Where do you... No. Ah, there we go. Okay. Cool. Psychology. I've had a great time chatting with you. Aw, thank you. Aw. I enjoyed it. Me too. Enjoy your game. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day or evening, wherever you are on in the world. All right, so let's see. I am going to psychology. Ooh, wait, no. Is it here? 2, 4. It is here. Wait, whoops. Wrong spot. 9, 4, 2. Yay! All right, 330 out of 400. Okay, law. So that tells me it should go here, but they clearly does not. There is not space. Okay, so trans-temporal summons and the law of... okay, it's not gonna go in summons. Well, now hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Let's go. Okay. Nice. The magic ring that steals reason. Where in the blazes could you possibly go? Theory and practice of hero summoning. Summoning. Let's go. Another shelf done. And then, alright, curses and plagues. That's gonna go here. And it's number 2 that's by itself. So, that has a 1 missing. Huh? If curses goes here, how come... Where's the number 1? And how come it didn't come to me? Very interesting. Very interesting. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Ooh. This is definitely here. All of these books are spooky. Spooky. Okay, there's like... Am I nutso? Ooh. There we go. Yay. Glad I caught that. Alright. And then we'll wait for the spell to... Well, actually, I can do this. I usually just to like resort to doing 5, but I can do 3 to find the magic spell that is 3 to find other books. Did I? I did. Sheesh. There we go. And then history is up here. So we've got that. All right. And then we'll go to the other one. 3 does not replenish as quickly as 5 does. Interesting. Alright. No books came to me, so this is the only book. Crystal Catalog, Elemental Properties, and Enchantment. Enchantment is over here. If book number 2 didn't fly to me... Ah... I had them separated in my hand. Okay, so prophecy is over here. Full, 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 full. Those are full. There we go. 1, 3, 2. Alright, so those are all full. Alright, so I just have these few books left on that one shelf. Alright, Law of High-Grade Armor. Let's see. Wait, is this completely full? These are all full. Those are all full. This whole section is done. Let's go. Yay. Yippee. Wait a minute. It's glowing. It's... See how the other ones aren't glowing. But that one's glowing. Let's go. Wait a minute. That one's glowing. That one's glowing. That one's glowing. Nice. Cool. All right. 3, 1, 2. And then okay, it doesn't look like there's any more. So let's see, number 7. Oh, this is life hack magic, not a romance novel. Alright, so. Bingo! Very nice. Spoiler prevention magic? Where in the world does this go? Oh, wait. Same section. Okay. 3, 1, 2. And we'll pick up a few more books here. Goodness. We'll wait for the thing to replenish for number 5. Oh, that appears to be the only book left. Ooh! I did not really jump. There we go. Alright, so it's book number 1. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 is missing. All the ones here are good. And all the ones here are there. So the art of the tariff. It mentions art. But that doesn't work for... Let's try economic... Ooh, well, there we go. So effort builds confidence, and confidence leads to action. Wait a minute. Yeah. This one. Nice. Alright. Let's... Okay, and we'll pick up this one. Whoa, that highlighted a lot. Okay. Let's go. Any others? This way. 2 of them are over here. Whoops. All right. There we go. All right. So I have 15 books in my hand. Now, Magical Items Workshop Series. That's curses. That's necromancy. This deals with... Oh, I can't... Okay, it doesn't go there. There's not enough space. So let's see. Magical Items Workshop Series. Where in the world would this go? Magical Items Workshop Series. Monsterology, Astrology and Divination, Curses and Dispels, Bard and Music, Necromancy, Transfiguration, Magical Artifacts and Enchanting, but there wasn't enough room. Stealth Magic, Illusion Magic, Summoning Magic, Healer and Healing, Holy Destruction. Huh. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna let it tell me. Wait, what? There wasn't space here, though. Let's do... If I do that... Alright, so these 3 books are not where they're supposed to go. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So then I'm gonna pick up these. There we go. Yay! That's lit up now. Alright, Theoretical Foundations of Enchanted Magic. So if it doesn't go in enchantment or enchanting, theoretical foundations. So if we're talking about theoretical things, sociology or philosophy, perhaps? Let's go down to philosophy. Wait, no, philosophy's over there. Wait, no, this is philosophy. Never mind. Okay, clearly doesn't go there. I'll try here. Nope. Okay, so sociology and philosophy aren't it. Psychology isn't either. Alright, where do you go? Wait, what? Okay, so this is Bard and Music, so I wonder if it goes with the whole... Oh, wait, okay. Theoretical Foundations of Enchanted Music. Oops. Anyway. Alright, social dynamics. So this is going to be sociology. For sure, for sure. Yee-hee. And look, it's glowing. Alright. So let's see. We'll do that. And then we'll pick up a few more titles of books. And then... Okay, I don't see any more glowy books on this one. And then... We'll do... Yeah. Alright. Woo! Wait a second. Back. No. There we go. There. And now art is done. And then we've got... Does that match? It does. Okay. And then we have... Not that... Here we go. Ta-da! Let's see. So, none of the healing book that I picked up. And none for the economics book that I picked up. And then, let's see. There doesn't seem to be any more for this one either. Alright, so I'm going to go up to the economics section. That goes there. And then... Nice. And then the other two go downstairs. So healing is over here. And music is back this way. Nice. Alright. So necromancy is here. We have dungeons, which is up here. This is... Oh, wait. That's out of place. Oopsies. So that section is now done. And then this one goes up front. Ooh, look, a math book. Nice. Magic for the lazy, huh? I wonder if this goes in daily magic. It does! Let's go! And then math is across the way. This goes here. And then these go in the back. Nice. Ooh, archery. I know where that goes. And another one. Ooh, another math book. Okay. So, system and precedence of the Arcane Court. You would think that this would be... Ah, yes. I was gonna say, you would think that this would be law, but I don't think it is. Like, I don't know, I had this, like, feeling that I thought I had remembered that, like, I had tried it and it didn't work, but apparently whatever kind of thought I may have had there was wrong. This goes in archery. Here we go. Let's go. And then math. This one is also very close to done. There's one book left, actually. Bada bing. Whoops. Bada bing. Bada boom. Let's go. We're getting there. 363 shelves done. Over 3,000 books put away. So we're getting close. We're getting close. Ooh, and these are management, huh? Management is here. Let's see. So 10, 8, 5. This is a romance novel. That goes there. And then these are alchemy. So 5, 8, 3. This section is now completely done. Let's go. All right, let's see. Doesn't look like there's any more for this one. And then, okay. Ooh, necromancy. Okay, so necromancy is over here. Ah, 10, 6. Okay, so that's completely done. Necromancy's done. A world without a demon lord, yet full of corporate slaves. Alright, so I'm thinking this might be in the other world category. Yep, here we go. 2, 3, 4. And then romance. Seal and server lost rights of curse breaking. Curse breaking is over here. 2 and 6. Okay, that one's pretty close. We're getting there. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any other books for this one. We'll pick up this. Okay, and then the strongest archmage is... Okay, so that's a romance novel. A romance. Rah, 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 rah. Anyway. Psychology. Whoops. There we go. There's that one. And then... Marriage is a contract spell. Advanced disenchantment is required for divorce. Okay. Where do you go? Oh. Okay. Sociology. 3, 1, 2. All right. I know where this book goes. And that section's done. Let's go. That section is also now complete. Magic to speak and convey. Where could that possibly go? Gonna pick up another book here. Contract law. I don't see any other glowy books. Alright, so transfiguration. Oops. Alright, so that's done. Nice. We're gonna go to law for this one. Yep, there we go. And that's now complete. Nice. Economics. Economics, economics, economics. Oops, I keep doing that. Stop it. Stop doing that to me. It's not very nice. It's not very nice. Okay. Oh my gosh, guys, look at this. Would you look at this? Look at it. It's looking so good. Let's go. Yay. Any glowy books? No. Alright, theory of chanting. Principles of mana amplification via voice. Would this be music, perchance? Let's try. Yes. Alrighty. And then economics. That makes things pretty dang obvious. So 3, 2. And that is now glowing. And then we come over here and place. That's now glowing. And then this is illusion magic, so that goes here. Okay, not done yet. What's missing? Complete, 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 complete. Okay, that's all complete. Complete, complete. Oh, what the fudge? But it's not glowing, so I have something wrong here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that side is fine. What? Ah ha ha ha. Oh, it's still not correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, let's try the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bingo! Okay. Any glowy books? No. Alright, these both go back here. So this one goes here. And this one goes here. And then what kind of magic works for job hunting? I wonder. if these... No, because the smaller sections are 5, not 3. And there's no space. Okay. Let's try this. It worked. Let's go. And now that section is done. We're almost done, you guys. Almost done. Let's go. All right. At this point... Alright, so 59 out of 72. Hello! Hello! Welcome in! You're just in time for me to actually finish the last of the books, and we'll see what happens with the ending to this game, if anything. Alright, so 59, 72, that's 13 books left. So I have 9 in my hand right now. That's 11. I'm missing 2. Alright. So, these are all the books that are left. Out of... Okay. Okay. So here... That's glowing. I don't remember that glowing before. Why are you glowing now? Why is that glowing? Recall stone, this stone that forcibly recalls books not yet placed to the to the bookshelves. Huh? This stone that forcibly recalls books not yet placed to the... Whatever. Anyway. Okay. So... I've played this on Roblox. Ooh, and my ADHD can't handle this. Well, luckily, this time, you didn't have to handle it, and I did. Alright, so this goes here. And... then... Oops. What is... Okay, I don't see an empty space here. So something must be wrong. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm finally gonna see the end. Yay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. Things don't start off with 4. There. Now it's glowing. Let's go. Alright, so. Mystery. That's back here. So we have 3 and 8. And that one. Alright, so that section is done. And then I'm going to go down here and place that one. So that section is now done. And then I'll do the romance novels next. Those go over here. Let's see. So that section is done. Alright, so a people enchanted by glowing slabs. Actually, let's do this. Ooh, and then these go here. So that's done. Alright, so in the whole library, there is one book left. And it's at the very back of the library up here. All right. Ready for the last book? Let's go. Okay. It's telling me that there's 2 shelves still not done. So I've placed all the books, but there's a shelf that is incorrect. Ah. Alright, psychology. How did I do you wrong? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So not that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Psychology, one thing I am very interested about. Ooh. Somebody that was in here earlier was mentioning how they were into reading neuroscience and psychology books like years ago, like when they were a teenager. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, not that side. Bingo! I mixed these 2 up. Let's go. All right. The whole library is complete. Let's go. Whew. Okay. And as you can see, the magic on the door is now lifted. That is no longer glowing. All right. So, my reason is because I wanted to find a way to, you know, kind of cure my depression, I guess. Oh, okay. But it turned into something that fascinates me. Well, it turned into, you know, a good thing. Something that piques your curiosity that you can, you know, continue to learn about and grow. All right, well, here we go. Are you certain you want to leave? No. I feel like, okay, before I leave the library, I feel like there was something, and I could be completely wrong on this. Me curious about all the stuff. Good. Be curious. Learn. Explore. Read. I could be completely wrong on this, but I feel like there was something said about, like, finding a secret room. I don't know if I'm wrong on that with this game or if it was like in relation to another game that I was looking at or what. But I've not come across like you can't go up to something and there's like a secret like panel to push or something. It doesn't seem like there's anything like that. So, maybe those, where you pull one book and a secret door opens, yeah. That'd be cool. Ooh, all the pages in the thing are, wait, no, never mind. And there's like nothing on this wall. Here is where one of the keys were to like open one of the trunks, one of the chests. We can't seem to do anything here. And if we look at this, this doesn't seem to provide any sort of clue to anything hidden. Nor does this. Alright, well. I'm gonna leave now. You have to find it manually one by one? No thanks. That would take forever. Unless you got like really lucky and you started in the section where the book is to pull, that it would take so long, man. It would take so long. Nuh-uh. Not happening. Should we bring out good old Google? At least tell me whether or not there is a secret room. If there is actually a secret room in this game, that's insane. How would you go about finding that? And then that way we can also know that if there is no secret room, I can just go to the door, open it, and leave and see what happens. So, yeah. There's a secret level after you leave. Huh? So I want to leave. Okay. Well, I guess let's find out. Here goes nothing. Ooh. Pretty. That's pizza. That's a pizza. Yum. Oh gosh. Okay, so that took me that long to clean up the room. Major magic used, 538. Oh goodness. I found all 4 keys. Alright, congratulations on completing the game. There's a message from the principal waiting for you. Go ahead and take a look. Evaluation. Ooh. Evaluation by the principal. Congratulations, you are a very good person. Oh gosh, that was the only reward? I guess so, maybe. It's a pizza and a note from the principal. To librarian. Listen, everybody. Listen. Everybody is talking about how we handled the situation at the library. It's a huge story, a total success. It's because I made some very smart moves, probably the smartest moves in the history of this university. Everything went perfectly because of my amazing leadership. I told you exactly what to do, and as always, I was proven right. I only settle for the best. Everybody knows that. Oh my goodness. Okay, whatever. Now I've looked at the shelves. You organized everything, and honestly, it's a beautiful job. Thank you. The books are in perfect order, exactly where they belong. I'm going to give you the credit you deserve for that. You better. The fact that you were able to maximize your potential under my direction is a wonderful thing for you and for this library. You did a great job. Truly spectacular. But I need you to understand one thing. Uh-oh. I mean, accurate to how corporate works, I guess. Yeah. The reason this library shines so brightly is that our hard work is producing results at the highest possible level, the standard I set. Your talent finally found its true form because of the foundation of my guidance. This guy's kind of up on himself. You were a little slow at times, but because of my precise instructions, everything ultimately came together in this perfect way. You are the librarian I personally chose. The fact that you did the job perfectly is proof of how well this environment I've built actually functions. But where we are heading is even higher. Next time, keep that accuracy, but surprise me with lightning speed. I expect even more from you as we take our reputation to even greater heights. Principal Merlin, University of Celeste Hall. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so you can continue. Special stage. I wonder if this is the secret level, maybe? Huh. What's this? Oh my gosh. Wait. What is happening? Oh my gosh. So it had the letter Z for me to press, so I pressed Z. I don't know what's so secret about this. I don't either, but... Ooh, a key. Oh my gosh. Interesting. Let's see what happens if I use the key. Open the trunk. Eh? That just tells me about the jumping action. What in the blazes? And then you've got the music in the background. The heck is happening? Oh my gosh. Alright, so if all the keys are in the spots where they were the first time, sure enough, there's that one. Which means there's another key. Maybe the satisfaction of using 0.1 of your magic powers to return all the books. Maybe? Alright. There's a key buried under these books on one of the benches. And then there's also up here. This key. So, if we go to the front, and then there's this key for this bottle. And then, did I get this key? I did. So then you open and you get this bottle. So both of those bottles up your carrying capacity. So I went from 10 to 15. Dang. Huh. This is interesting. so weird. So there really was no secret room. I think it's just this, the automatic return of books for an achievement. Oh. Interesting. Huh. Well, I mean, at least we'll get the achievement, I guess. Huh. It's getting pretty close to done with the top, with the second floor. Oh, it's doing the math section right now. Gross. Yucky. Boo. We don't like math. And then this is the archery section that it's doing. I hate math. Yeah, I seem to come across a lot of people that don't care for math. It's a popular subject to dislike. It's the bane of my existence, for real. Here's the thing, I don't like math, but when it comes to like basic arithmetic, like doing, you know, simple multiplication or addition in my head, I can actually do it fairly quickly. And I seem to tend to be able to do it quicker than other people, even though I don't like math. Or like complicated math. I don't know complicated math. I don't know calculus. I don't know trigonometry. I don't know geometry. I barely passed algebra in high school. That's good though. Yeah, I mean, it's maybe like a cool flex or something that I can do. I guess is simple math better than or faster than folks around me, I guess. But like in high school, I actually, I don't know if in high schools today, like how much the students are in control of like what maths they get to study or they get to do in high school. But for me, I actually got the choice in high school, for 10th, 11th, and 12th grade on what math to do. So in 9th grade, it was required, like I didn't have a choice for 9th grade, to do Algebra 1. And then in 10th grade, I had the choice to do either Algebra 2 or consumer math. I don't know about the education system there, but here we can't choose. Okay. In 10th grade, I had the choice to do Algebra 2 or consumer math. Now, in 9th grade, with doing Algebra 1, I barely passed. So basically, our school year was separated into quarters, so into 4 sections. And in the first quarter, I had a decent grade, I guess. I had whatever my grade was, in which I don't remember. It was many moons ago. And then in the second quarter, my average for that quarter was even less than the first one. In the third quarter of Algebra 1 in 9th grade, my average for the third quarter was even less than for the second quarter. And then in the fourth and final quarter of Algebra 1, I actually failed that quarter. So my average, my grade for the fourth quarter was a failing grade. Now, so because of that, like, we checked with the powers that be or whatever. Like, okay, I failed the fourth quarter. What happens? Do I still pass ninth grade math? And luckily that I could still pass ninth grade math. I only failed 1 quarter out of 4. Now, if I had failed 2 quarters, or in other words, half the year, and boom, there we go. I now have the achievement, Overtime Avoider. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. So there's the whole library done yet again. But anyways, so if I had failed 2 quarters, or in other words, half the year, that would have counted as failing ninth grade math, and I would have had to do it over again. Thankfully, I only failed 1 quarter instead of 2, so I was able to carry on. But because of that, in 10th grade, when I had the choice to do either Algebra 2 or Consumer Math, I'm like, okay, well, I, almost failed Algebra 1. I'm clearly not understanding the subject. So why in the world would I continue to build off of that and do Algebra 2 and get into more complicated math, more complicated algebra, if I'm already struggling with the concepts and how to do it within the first year of algebra? So I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm doing consumer math. So in 10th grade, I did consumer math, and then I kept going in that vein of math. And so for 11th grade, I did business math, and then 12th grade, I did economics. Because without that algebra base, doing geometry and trigonometry, you kind of need the algebra. So I didn't go in that vein of math. I did the other stuff, the consumer, the business, and the economics. So when it came to entering college then and taking an ACT or the college placement test, I ended up failing the math portion, because their math portion, their questions were geometry and or trigonometry questions, which I never took in high school. So I hate theoretical mathematics. Ugh. Because it is so systemic that if we fail to understand something, it will 100% bite our butts in the future. If we continue down the path. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to leave again. And we'll see what happens this time. So there's nothing on the table. There was no pizza. Clear time is 12 minutes and 6 seconds. Everything was shelved. No major magic was used. 8 out of 9 magic unlocked. Keys used 3 out of 4. Clear times for special stages or not fully arranged bookshelves will not be recorded. And there you have it. Extra mode. What is this extra mode? More surprises are coming in future updates. Stay tuned. Ooh, okay. So they're not done with adding stuff to this game yet. Ooh, let's go. All right. So that's good to know. That is, if you have the tolerance to be able to do a game like this. And is something that you're interested in. Yay, future updates, let's go. And I hate that I chose a course that its main existence is advanced calculus. You didn't know, oh no. I don't know what they can add more though. Let them surprise us. Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna be like a secret room added to this library, or is it maybe a whole nother like another whole like different library. Do they somehow like make it more difficult or add a challenge in some way? I don't know. Or maybe make it bigger and add more sections. Maybe puzzles. Yeah. I guess in future updates we'll find out. I like puzzles, especially like escape room type. Nice. Yeah, I like puzzles too. I've done some online like escape room puzzle stuff. I've never done an actual like IRL escape room. Any escape room stuff I've done has been on the computer. One day maybe. One day I can get myself to an actual IRL escape room and do it. Maybe. We'll see. I would like to try an IRL escape room. That would be cool. I know people who have done it, but I myself have not. Might try to get that to change someday. and be able to partake in an escape room for myself. We'll see. It would be nice though. It would be an added bonus too if it dealt with like it, or like the setting of it was like medieval Gothic architecture, library, tons of books, blah blah blah, whatever. But I don't know if an escape room like that exists out in the world. Scary escape room, would that interest you? Scary as in like horror, like zombie, dead bodies, murder, like that sort of stuff? Yeah, I mean, I'm down. Yeah, I'm down. Just as long as anything scary, like it cannot deal with clowns. If it deals with clowns, I'm in trouble. I'm a scaredy cat. I scare pretty easily myself. I jump scare pretty easily. Clowns, though, no. I have to stay away from those. Whew. I have not been officially diagnosed as far as like a legit phobia goes. But if I had to say I had a legit phobia or something pretty dang stinking close, clowns would be it. So, yeah. Anyway, mannequins I hate. You are not the first person that I have come across to hate mannequins. The Weeping Angels type stuff. Oh, that's scary. Oh, that would suck. You blink, and all of a sudden it moves like several feet. It's staring you in the face. You blink one more time, and you touch and go into like a different era of history. No thanks. No thanks. I'm good. Nope. I have not watched that much Doctor Who. It's only been like a few episodes. However, the Weeping Angel episode is one that I have watched. I'm good. I am so good. No thanks. The worst part is you don't see it coming. Yeah. I don't watch Doctor Who, though, to be honest. I don't watch it either. Like I said, I've only watched like a few episodes, and I watched it with a friend of mine at the time. Like, this friend that I had at the time was like a big Doctor Who fan, I think. And had like, she owned some Doctor Who seasons, I think. And so she introduced me, and I watched a few episodes with her. Outside of that, I have not, like, on my own volition, sat down and watched Doctor Who episodes. I've maybe seen, like, I've watched, like, snippets of stuff, but to, like, sit down and watch, like, whole episodes on my own is not something that I've done. I really only watched them with her. So, yeah. I like SCP. SCP-173 was it. Is like a weeping angel, but instead of the time thing, it's snapping necks. Ew. Oh my. I mean, at least with the time travel thing, you're still alive. So, I mean, that's a plus. The snapping necks thing, though. I'm good. I'm real good. Oh, goodness. That's why I get scared. Yeah, that makes sense. I'd be scared of that happening too. Oh, gosh. You'd want to be like you'd constantly want to be in a group of like 5 or 6 people. That way, in case 1 or 2 people blink, there's other people in the group that maybe have not blinked. And like you're all facing in directions to where like your visions overlap each other. So that way when one person blinks, there's not like an angel that moves because somebody, 1 or 2 other people's vision kind of overlaps with yours. So the angels are always like accounted for. That'd be a sucky way to have to like walk around and like move and do things though. That's not great. That would suck. Aren't you glad something like that doesn't exist IRL? That would make life... Yikes. On the SCP facility, in their verse, there must always be 2 prisoners. I think, then 4 guards. Yeah. Let's just be glad stuff that, like, we come up with in our imaginations and then, like, we watch, listen, or read for entertainment doesn't actually exist in the real world. because our lives could potentially be really miserable if stuff that people have imagined were to actually exist. We can't sleep if we have that IRL. I know, exactly. Like, or you'd have to always have like several people awake, so that way some people could sleep, and then you've got to trade off, so that way those people that were awake could sleep, and then the people that were sleeping would be awake to watch, and it just... No. Magic has nothing to do with it. I don't want it. No. I don't want the creepy stuff to be real, man. It can stay in our imaginations. Please and thank you. I am not magicking that stuff into existence. I am not using my magic for that. But the cool powers, yeah, no. There are some powers that don't need to exist or be used. Thank you. I'm real good. No thanks. Oh, goodness. That's funny. Oh, gosh. Okay, well, tomorrow, I believe, is more Subnautica. There's this anime that is good about those types of morals. Ooh. I do watch anime. What's the name of it? I'll write it down. I can check it out. I have a very long anime watch list. It's very long. It's got like my anime watch list, like to be watched, that I have yet to watch, is like over 50 shows. So yeah. Oh, Witch Hat Atelier! I know about that show. Yeah. Ooh, I know somebody that watched it, and I think they said that it's like a really good show, and that I would like it. It's a really good one in terms of regulating magic and suppressing forbidden... Ooh, okay. Yeah, I know about that one. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna have to watch it. Cool. I also need to finish watching, like, Apothecary Diaries. I've seen the first season, but I haven't seen the second season. There's just a whole bunch of anime that I have to watch. I've watched... I don't know if I could say, like, a decent amount of anime. Like, I've watched over 50 shows, at least. My last count that I did was 55, so it's higher than that. So I guess you could say I've watched a decent amount of anime. Definitely not as much anime as other people, though. But yeah, but then my watch list is rather long. It's like over 50 shows. So in terms of what we discussed about magic being real, I think their verse is a good one to be brought up. IRL. Ooh, okay. All I watched in my otaku days were rom-com. Oh, that's okay. I mean, you can expand your horizons now and watch more. I mean, you might already be doing that. I don't know. What other shows have I watched? Let's see. I've watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I haven't watched the original. I've watched Fate Stay Night, Fate Zero, Fate Apocrypha. You stopped watching? Get back into anime. It's good stuff. I've watched Snow White with the Red Hair. Last time I watched properly was like maybe 5 years ago. I mean, yeah, depending on, you know, how your life goes and, you know, getting busy with things or whatever, or maybe your interest changes, your hobby changes, you know, it makes sense. Gosh, like I myself, you know, I was talking earlier in this stream about like how I've kind of basically stopped reading and I need to get back into reading. My inner otaku died in me. Oh no! Give it CPR. Revive it. Where's the otaku defibrillator? Bring it back to life. Let it breathe. Breathe air into your otaku way of life. Maybe soon. All right, we'll go with that for now. Oh, gosh. Anywho, I do need to... Ooh, as far as, like, magic and books go, it's not a show. It's a manga, actually. It's called, what is it? Magus of the Library. So good. That, actually came to me. I found about that, words. I found out about that series. There we go. As, like, a recommendation, like, somebody else, knew about it and had read it. And so I picked it up then, and it's so good. And the art in that manga is just spectacular. It's so well done and detailed and gorgeous, and it's just, oh, it's so good. Anyway, so if you want a manga series that talks about, like, it's all about books and a library and just, and this, the main character is this kid who's kind of like, he's kind of like an outcast, I guess, and he ends up going to the big city to this library and testing through like this certain kind of schooling, if you will, and it just everything about it is good. The artwork, the story, the end of the first volume, for me personally, I know everybody's different because everybody's personality is different and, you know, your emotions and all of that stuff. But at the end of the first volume, for me, for Magus of the Library, I cried. Personally. Is good. Just going to put it out there, you're gonna hate me for this, but I don't have the patience and brain power to do any kind of books. Oh no, such a travesty. I'm the opposite of what you like, I guess. Oh no. Well, hey, at least that doesn't keep you from, you know, coming here and watching me and having a good time, hopefully. Oh, goodness. That's okay. You know, everybody's got their interests and their hobbies, and, you know, everybody's going to be different. So, you know, you do you. I remember when I was a kid, all I do with books is look at the pictures. I mean, there might be a lot of kids that just look at the books for the pictures. So, I mean, even in like Alice in Wonderland, the Disney film of Alice in Wonderland, she talks about how there's not enough pictures in like books or in a certain book or whatever. So, you know, it's like my mind doesn't organize itself. It's okay. You do you and like what you like and have the hobbies that you have, and yeah. It keeps on like not focusing on something else. Like your brain just kind of go like squirrel. You have a lot of squirrel moments, so to speak. Getting distracted, not being able to focus. That's okay. That's okay. Alright, I'm gonna get on out of here and get some food. Me so hungry. It doesn't focus enough to make me finish anything. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I wonder... I wonder, like, if you wanted to try, and I don't know if maybe you've tried this already, but, like, if you wanted to try to get into reading, maybe start off with books that are, like, really short. Like, don't start anything super long, like, it's, like, deep diving into, say, classical literature, something that's, like, a Dickens novel, or, you know, Leo Tolstoy, or, like, don't deep dive into that where one book is several hundred pages long. But maybe try to find books out there on topics that interest you, and the books themselves are maybe fairly short. Maybe somewhere between like 1 to 200. As I've said earlier, my ADHD is messing with me. I am actually interested, but I am actually am interested. There we go. In reading, to be honest. Yeah, so because I wanted to read the religious books I actually own. Ooh, okay. Yeah, so maybe start with something small. Start off with something small that's maybe around 1 to 200 pages. Or I wonder if maybe you could even find like pamphlets on stuff that's, doing a pamphlet or a booklet that's maybe only like around 50 or 60 pages, and starting there and seeing if you can like help to train your ADHD to like calm down a little bit and try to focus. So yeah, I don't know if maybe you want to start off with something like that and then, progressively try to get like a little bigger and then a little bigger and, kind of go from there. Because reading can be, beneficial. And more people need to do it. I will try. Well, hey, that's the spirit. Trying is better than giving up right from the get-go. You don't know if something is going to work until you actually try it. To be faced with, a solution, a way of doing something, and not even trying it, just giving up from the get-go, is not good. At least give something a shot, give something a fair chance. And that, that goes with anything, not just reading, but that's with any new experience that you come across. Like for me with skiing, I skied for the first time only like a few years ago. And my first experience with skiing, my first time on the slopes, it was not that great of an experience. But instead of just giving up right away and saying, that's it, that was, that wasn't a great experience, I'm never doing that again. Instead of having that kind of attitude or mentality, I was just like, okay, I know I am self-aware enough that like, I'm self-aware that like this was maybe not the best first impression that I could have had with skiing. So instead of giving up and never doing this again, I am going to give this another shot. I'm going to give this another fair shake. And I went to a different ski place, and I actually got myself a private instructor. Like, you could do it just one-on-one with you and the instructor, or you could do group lessons, like a group lesson. And so I decided to do one-on-one, where it was just me and the instructor. It was like a 2-hour lesson. And that second time on the slopes with that private lesson went so much better. So much better. And I skied so much better on that particular day. It just, yeah. All because I didn't give up right away. And I could see that my first impression, my first time on the slopes, maybe wasn't the best first impression or the best, like, fair shake for skiing. And so I gave it another shot, and it went so much better. And after the lesson, I went back on the slopes like several more times. I had fun. It was a much better experience because I didn't give up on it right away. Sometimes your first impression isn't going to be a good first impression. And so you need to try it again. You need to give it a fair shake. Or sometimes something isn't going to come easily to you right off the get-go, and you need to work at it a little bit. But then maybe with working at it a little bit, you get to a certain point where all of a sudden something clicks and it becomes easier. And now you can actually enjoy it. Now it actually makes sense. But, you know, initially it might take a little bit of work. Not everything comes easily right off the get-go to every person on the planet. I want to try that, but there's no snow here. Well, you know, maybe someday you can travel to some place with snow and give it a shot. But yeah, you know, not, like I was saying, not everything, you know, in the world that is available to do comes, you know, easily or naturally to everybody. And sometimes you have to work at it. And some, you know, what can come naturally to you might not come naturally to somebody else that you know, whether it's a family member or a friend. You know, and so when you introduce something that came naturally to you that you enjoy or that you like, when you introduce that to a friend or a family member and it doesn't click for them right away, don't be offended. You know, their experience is going to be different than your experience. And it's up to them on whether or not they want to try it and give it a fair shake, or if they just, you know, from the get-go, you know what? Nope, not for me. And, you know, that decision is on them. So, we all have our things that we're good at. And sometimes we can find something that we enjoy and that we're good at, but it might take a little bit of time for us to get there. You never know. But yeah. Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm actually going to get out of here for real this time. I'm so glad that I was able to actually be kind of yappy today. And have some good conversation with you guys. That was nice. World is so full of things to experience. Yes, it is. Yeah, there's a lot to experience and explore and learn and try. And, you know, it's worth expanding your horizons instead of keeping your world so teeny tiny. But yeah. Give things a fair shake. Give things a fair shot before you just give up on stuff. Sorry for no. Don't apologize. Don't apologize for continuing to yap with me. It's perfectly fine. I wanted today to be like a yappy stream, so it's all good. Go eat. I'm a little bit hungry. I'm not ravenous, but I could definitely use a little something. You're welcome. All right. So tomorrow is more Subnautica, where hopefully we will get a bunch of lore from the sounds of it. So yay. Appreciate this 3 a.m. motivational talk for me. Aw. You're welcome. I really do hope that it was helpful to you and to maybe other people who stumble across this. Don't give up. Whatever it is you're wanting to try or that you're interested in, but that you have something that's keeping you from taking that first step or trying. Just know that it that first step might be difficult, but don't let that keep you from taking that first step and at least trying. And make sure to give it, like I said, give it that fair shake. Don't give up on it right away. If you come up against a wall, work at it a little bit, before you decide, yep, I've actually really tried. I've given it my all. I've given energy to this and it's just not working. Then you can let it go and be free and clear, no guilt or anything like that. You gave it a fair shot. You gave it a chance. You tried. And it just didn't work out for you. And the fact that it didn't work out for you, that doesn't mean that you're a failure. It's just not for you. And that's okay. Not everything in this world is meant for everybody. And that's fine. We all have our interests. We all have our hobbies. We all have our things that, we're good at. And we all have our things that we're not good at. That's what makes us human. That's what, makes us different and unique and interesting. We call those vocations. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. Not everybody is a doctor. Not everybody's a lawyer. Not everybody's a sales clerk. You need all of those different vocations. But if we were all good at like the exact same thing, things would be lopsided. And that's not good. What the secular term is, it's fine. It's also a secular term. Well, you'll see. There you go. Vocation, job, profession. Oh, goodness. I will see you all tomorrow for some Subnautica. Until then, I hope you have a good rest of your day or evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. And don't forget to read a book. All right? But yeah, excited for Lord Dump. Let's go. It's going to happen, hopefully. All right. Bye-bye. Early morning dawn, yeah. Let's go. Poor you.